Pardon me?
What are you doing back here?
Oh, we're on a public street, ma'am. What are you doing here?
Why are you here creeping on our protest? We don't want you here. We ran you off before from the park. We will do it again.
Yeah, you were physically violent, so...
No one was physically violent with you. No one touched you.
Don't... Get out of here. It's a public park. Come on.
Whoa. Let's move over.
Oh, you're a tough guy behind that mask, aren't you?
Get out.
Oh, and you too.
No one was physically violent with you. No one touched you.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Kingston, Ontario. And folks, before I get to the story du jour, if you want to support Rebel News, please consider making a donation at letusreport.com. That's letusreport.com. Now, I'm in Kingston because, as you can see behind me, there is a anti-colonialism protest. It's kind of funny. The motto of Kingston, Ontario is where history and innovation thrive. But it seems that the people here are keen on canceling history. Such is our cancel culture. As a matter of fact, you can see a big red poster. It says, "Make history, topple colonialism," and it's showing a statue being toppled. Now, I would say that's a major job here, if that's what the plan is today, to actually tear down this statue. But I have noticed that throughout the crowd, they are distributing eggs. And, oh, excuse me, ma'am?
No, we're not doing right here.
Oh, why is that? What makes me a racist, ma'am?
Okay,
You heard your own words? Because I just listened to you.
Please.
Don't touch me.
touch the
Do
camera.
not touch me.
You do not touch the
Sorry,
camera.
ma'am, you said we're racist? Why is that? And you use a lot of bad language, not very ladylike language, I must say.
I'm not a fucking lady. Get out of here.
Oh, okay, then. What about yourself, ma'am? You were saying something as well, I believe.
I said that I thought your speech was offensive and inaccurate.
Oh, it was. What did I get wrong? Kingston's motto is not where history and innovation thrive.
Do you believe that removing a statue removes history?
What would you call it?
I would say that we're no longer celebrating a racist creep. The history doesn't.
Time to go.
What are you pouring water on? Hey, excuse me.
Time to go. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go. Shoo.
As you can see,
Shoo, get your boy
these
out of here.
people,
Don't push us.
it's a
Get him out of here.
park,
Get
it's
our
a
way
public
out.
park.
Get
Do
out
not
of here.
push us.
Time to go.
Do not push us. We're
Get
making
your
our
boy.
way out.
Okay,
No
good.
one wants you here.
Good.
Get
Get
out.
your boy out. Get your boy out. You're gonna get egged. Get out.
Well, you're going to threaten me by throwing an egg at me, sir?
Don't.
Get out of here.
It's a public park. Come on.
Whoa. Let's move over.
Oh, you're a tough guy behind that mask, aren't you?
Get out.
Oh, and you too.
Get out.
Huh? This is your idea?
Let's go.
Get
Let's
your
go.
boy. You're gonna lose that camera, kid. You're gonna lose it. Go. Go.
This is, hey,
Touch me. Get the
don't
fuck
touch
out.
him.
What are you gonna do?
What am I going to do?
Yeah. Do
Let's go.
something.
Let's move over.
What makes us a racist? What makes us a racist? You can't even articulate yourself.
Sorry to interrupt. This is Ezra Levant, the president of Rebel News. I'll just be a minute. I want to let you know that I saw the violent way that the Antifa thugs in Kingston treated David Menzies, and I want to let you know that I am treating this as a gravely serious matter. In fact, we sent one professional security guard with David that day, and I'm glad we did, but obviously we need to send more. I want to let you know that while this is a riveting video, I take the safety of our people extremely seriously. Okay, I'll let you watch some more. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, as you can see, folks, yeah, how you doing, guys? Thank you, appreciate that, sir. Well, I'm not sure how much of that was caught on camera. My cameraman and I were assaulted. We were doused with water, as you can see. We were called racist, and again, when I asked them to provide evidence of that, they are unable to. And it's kind of odd that they seem to take ownership of a public park, but we're certainly not going to go away. Makes me wonder, though, where the Kingston police is, or are these kind of protests the new normal, folks? Is this, you know, the police have a slogan called FIDO. It stands for F it, drive on. And what it means is that it's not worth the repercussions of, oh, and look at this. Look at these tough guys. They're all throwing eggs at Sir John A. Macdonald. They threatened to throw eggs at us before. I've had worse, believe me. But it speaks, I think, to the weakness of these protesters. They have a poster in which they're depicting pulling down the statue of Sir John A. Macdonald. And we know that's what they want to do, but all they can do is throw eggs at the statue. So I think the bark is worse than the bite. I was hopefully going to try and speak to the people in the crowd, why it is they're here. More importantly, what would tearing down the statue of Sir John A. Macdonald, how would that tangibly improve anything on the reserve? Because that's what this is all about. This is he's being denounced as someone who carried out genocide. I think given the percentage of the native population in Canada, he very much failed to do so. But back to my original point, how does tearing down a statue improve anything in the here and now for the natives that these people are allegedly going to bat for? But I don't think we're going to get those questions answered because it's a very hostile crowd, but we will endeavor to try. Now, another interesting thing, folks, here in Kingston at this protest is that they keep referring to what's happening in the U.S. They're in solidarity with Black Lives Matter, which, of course, members of whom have gone into diverse communities in the U.S. and set them ablaze. And again, you have to wonder, how does burning down the business of a black entrepreneur who's just struggling to get by, how does that bring justice to George Floyd? But as you can also see, it is a predominantly white group. I'm not even sure how many natives there are. Also, you can see an effigy of Sir John A. Macdonald. He is being hanged. And there's some interesting posters, not erasing history, creating a truth about genocide, something like that. But they are erasing history. This is a statue honoring the father of Confederation, the man who was responsible for getting the Canadian Pacific Railway built, the man responsible for the creation of Canada. And you might be able to see as well, there are some stragglers still throwing eggs and rocks at the statue. It's quite a disgrace. In any event, I do want to continue covering this, but given the venom of many of the people here, it would be unwise to do so without the police. And for the life of me, I really don't know why there's not even a token police presence at a gathering of hundreds of people with violence on their mind. Hey man, what does that mean, shut down Canada? How would you like to see it shut down? And how would that improve the lives of natives? How about yourself, man? What does that mean, sir? Shut down Canada.
Go talk to him.
No?
Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry. I thought if you're going to a protest, you would be able to articulate yourselves.
Yeah, well, we don't need to ask these questions,
Yeah.
all right? You're just trying to fire us up. And that's
Why
not
is
a-
that? Who's this person?
All right. Hey, it's all right. Sorry, man. I'll stay with you, all right? Just go ahead.
Would you like to continue our discussion, sir?
It's not a discussion. We're not listening to you. Hey,
Give me my
you're
property
pretty-
back.
Come on.
Give me
Guys,
my
come on,
property
just
back.
Just let it go. Just let it go.
Let it go. I'll put it in your pocket.
Just let him go.
Listen,
Let him
man.
go, you guys. Come on.
Listen, no.
Yeah.
We're not doing anything here.
No, he's not allowed to talk to us, all right?
Okay.
Wait a second. I'm not allowed to talk to you?
Asking you not to talk to us, okay?
No one's going to talk to you. We're just
I thought we had free speech in Canada. This guy seems to believe we have a right to thievery in Canada. Pardon me?
You wouldn't mind backing up 6
Well,
feet?
you know what? It's your buddy here that's walking closer than the 2 meter distance. Why using 6 feet? Why would you use the imperial system, by the way, ma'am? Isn't that an expression of imperialism?
Can you please?
Oh, really?
Please leave us alone.
That's not very ladylike language.
Very much.
Please leave us alone. All right? Thank
I'm
you.
just asking questions. I'm doing my job, brother.
You know you're asking controversial questions.
Is that illegal to ask controversial questions? That's all you can say, ma'am? Just off?
Yeah.
You are not
Just
very answer.
Have you been educated, ma'am? Because you seem to have a very limited vocabulary.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
You serious? You're gonna actually piss somebody off like that by going after her and tell?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I trigger her? Oh. Hey, sir, why are you having an umbrella out there? Doesn't look like much chance of rain. Take that out of my face. You're in my face. Are you guys able to say anything without using profanity?
Right guy you are.
Oh, the finger symbol for profanity. Well played, sir. Sir, what about you? Do you think I'm a racist? Or should I ask you after you finish your popsicle?
So what was your intention in coming here?
Oh, I'm covering a protest, sir. What's your intention?
I'm participating in a protest.
Yeah, isn't part of a protest articulating what it is you want to do?
I'm sorry to interrupt again. This is the last time, I promise. I want to point out that that fellow dressed in the drab black outfit with his hand on David's shoulder was our professional security. He's the one who pulled David out of the fray that first time when it was getting really rough. And he was there to slow David down a bit when David was going a little hard. David wanted to go right in, but the security guard was right. I think that security guard did a great job. Next time we'll send at least 2 so our cameramen can be protected also. I want to let you know we're also pressing the police to take steps to press charges. We haven't got the security bill from this event yet. I estimate it'll be around $400. We need to hire licensed, insured professional security who know their job like this guy did in Kingston. So David's next video will probably cost us $750 in security alone. That's much more than we pay David himself to do the videos. But we have to protect him, don't you think? If you want to help me cover those costs, I'd appreciate it. Left-wing journalists never have to do, because Antifa never attacks them, because they are just Antifa's mouthpiece. So if you can help us, please go to journalistdefensefund.com. I got a lot of security bills these days because I want to keep David and the rest of our team safe. Okay, back to the vid.
We're not here to talk to you. We're here to talk to City Hall. So
Is City Hall sitting on a Saturday?
I don't believe so. However, this is a, it's a bit of a statement. So
Okay, and the statement is you want the statue to be toppled. Is that correct?
yes.
Now, there's a town in Germany that's putting up a statue of Lenin to condemn colonialism. Would you like to see a statue of Lenin here in Kingston?
Why the hell would they put a statue of Lenin here?
Yeah. Well, we're on the same page there, sir. I thought the left always says love trumps hate, but I see a lot of hatred here. Oh, I'm sorry. I triggered Popsicle Boy again, I think. Well, folks, as you can hear behind me, they are chanting "Burn, Johnny, Burn," meaning Sir John A. Macdonald, of course. And wow, when they set it ablaze, what about that carbon footprint it's going to leave behind? Gracious, somewhere Greta Thunberg weeps. Pardon me?
What are you doing back here?
Oh, we're on a public street, ma'am. What are you doing here?
Why are you here creeping on our protest? We don't want you here. We ran you off before from the park. We will do it again.
Yeah, you were physically violent, so...
No one was physically violent with you. No one touched you.
Don't.
Get out of here.
It's a public park. Come on.
Whoa. Let's move over.
Oh, you're a tough guy behind that mask, aren't you?
Get out.
Oh, and you too. Oh.
No one was physically violent with you. No one touched you.
Well, a brief epilogue to our story, folks. We did indeed call the police. We met 2 of Kingston's finest. They were excellent. I'm not hopeful they will find these people. They were wearing disguises after all. And that's the thing. I have no problem whatsoever with freedom of speech and freedom of expression. That's what we're all about at Rebel News. Where I, and I think most reasonable people, draw the line is when your speech becomes physical violence, as we endured. It's something I think that we on the right understand, but apparently for those on the left, violence is being normalized in order to shut down dissenting opinions. And it's kind of funny, one of the signs you see in vogue at these kind of protests these days is silence is violence. And yet, by merely asking questions, you incur real violence from these protesters because the silence they're interested in breaking is for you to become a parrot to what they're preaching. There is only one narrative in their worldview. There is no room for a dissenting opinion. In any event, we filed charges. If they can track down any of these thugs, we will press charges. So stay tuned for more information. For Rebel News, I'm David Menzoid Menzies. Well, you know, folks, if you are a viewer of Rebel News, you know that we endeavor to bring you the other side of the story. But as you just saw by us covering that Antifa protest in Kingston to tear down the statue of Sir John A. Macdonald, sometimes bringing the other side of the story is downright dangerous for us. Sometimes we are the targets of the likes of Antifa. And that's why, you know, we had a security guard with us for this assignment. That's about $400 for the amount of time he was there. I think we needed 2 security guards. In fact, my boss Ezra said next time we will have 2 security guards. So can you please go to journalismdefensefund.com. That's journalismdefensefund.com. I wish I didn't have to ask you for a donation to ensure the safety of our reporters and our cameramen, but such is the way of the world today, where the other side doesn't want the story to be told and will shut us down with violence if need be.